wrestling fans. Welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes of Ringside podcast. I'm your host, Joe the Panther the Third, and now we have a young lady that is so much in my wheelhouse because I'm Mr. Old School, certified from the heavens from Grandpa. Well, introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Murph Madsen. I'm an independent wrestler based out of Washington State. I've been doing a lot of work here in Washington and in Oregon, and it's been a really fun journey. I'm the original 90s kid, so yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be a really fun interview because Mr. Old School, we got to show my Ghostbusters out of me. You can't see it. I have my Ultimate Warrior pin pop in front of me. Stay Puft Marshall Man's always staring at me. I got the Crow in front of me. Goofy. Oh my gosh, Legos, everything in front of me. Oof. Baby Slimer's staring at me sideways, eating a pizza. Gotta stop eating, bro. Who trained you?
So I actually was trained by the Dragonplex Dojo here in Washington State by Chris Ross and Dave Turner. And they're really two awesome dudes. They have been around all over the states, and I believe they've done work in Canada as well. Super awesome dudes, really great guys. Super happy with the training there. So yeah.
Awesome. So, who were some of your inspirations for your character?
So basically, when I was coming up with this character, everybody said, "Hey, you got to be you up to 11. Like, think about who you are and the things that you enjoy, and just turn it up." And so I was born in the '90s. I'm a huge fan of all the Nickelodeon cartoons, a huge fan of Disney Channel original movies and things like that. And I said, that is who I am, and that's what I want to represent there, in the ring. So yeah, I just went with that. My move set is a little bit 90s as well. I do a lot of different stunner variations, second rope stunners, some wheelbarrow stunners. It's really a lot of fun. So yeah.
If you had to pick anybody from the 90s that if they weren't with us anymore to form a tag team with, who would they be? Or stable or tag team, who would they be and why? Male or female, doesn't matter.
I I have to go with Stone Cold because the thing is that he's bad or good, he gets a reaction, and that's what the most important thing I think is about wrestling, is making moments and getting that crowd reaction. And Stone Cold, and that's the bottom line, you know.
I could see you forming a stable with Sting, with people like Jushin Thunder Liger, people like what's his name? Oh my gosh, he's not with us anymore. He was in WWE. That he was in WCW with the Lightning. We had the Tiger Tights. Brian Pillman.
Oh yeah.
With Pillman.
Actually, I was going to say Pillman Jr. was up here, and he performed actually at the same venue that I train at. So that was cool to get to see him live. That was super cool. So yeah.
Yeah, I could see with all there's a young lady in Boston named Little Mean Kathleen. I could see you tagging with her because she's brightly colored and her character is always
Oh yeah.
kooky and stuff like that. Like what kind of words of wisdom did you take from your trainer that you use in your wrestling career right now?
Yeah. For me, it's just been practice how you play. The more loose you are in training and the more you react like there's a crowd there, the better it is when you're in front of an actual crowd. And I think that that's just been really helpful throughout my wrestling career, wherever I'm at. No matter the size of the crowd, I've already been there in my head. I'm already practicing with that mindset. So I think that that's been really, really helpful. And then also a little bit, it's not personal, it's just wrestling. Sometimes people might not want the 90s kid to be part of their promotion, and that's okay. So I'm here to party with whoever will have me. So super awesome. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Is there any other place in the world or the country that you would like to perform that you haven't been to yet?
My next goal is Canada. I think that that would be super awesome. There's some really cool promotions out there that I would really love to be a part of. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. If you had to pick a top 5 of your favorite like 90s cartoons, what would it be and why?
Oh, I mean,
Nine cartoons or TV shows, it's up to you, whichever you want to toss in
yeah,
there.
I don't know if I okay, so I don't know if this is gonna be like in order, like the one I like the most, because I feel like I love so many of them equally for different reasons, but I can definitely like give you five. One of them has to be Rocket Power. The female lead, Reggie Rocket, in there was so awesome and just like girl power. She, was rough around the edges and she did all the extreme sports just like the boys. And that was something that really spoke to me as a child, and obviously as an adult. And so, yeah, so Rocket Power, Rugrats, just how silly it was to like see the world through a baby's eyes, was really, really fun for me. I liked All Real Monsters a lot. That one is really good. That's a classic. I just liked how spooky and gross it was. Really, like it just kind of was shocking, and I liked that about it. And I have two more. Let me think. Let me think. Let me think. I definitely liked all that, like the sketch comedy. When I was little, I really liked to see like, kids like me, and so that was really cool to like have a cast like that with all different types of kids, like just being themselves and being silly and weird. And then I have one more. I wasn't allowed to watch it because it was like scary, but Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like I would watch some of it and like Goosebumps and stuff, and I really, really, really liked that. So yeah, I
Mhm.
think those are like the top five for sure.
The one that no one really gives it the credit it deserves is Roundhouse. I don't know if you remember that show.
Roundhouse.
It
I
was like a sing it was like all that if they sang. And it was like sketch
Oh,
comedy and they
interesting.
sang.
That's really cool. No, I don't think I've heard of that one, but that sounds awesome.
I think that was like after or before Hey Dude.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'm I'm a little bit on the younger end of being like a 90s kid. So I know of Hey Dude, just a little bit, but it wasn't, or Salute Your Shorts, but it wasn't like airing as much as like the previous mentioned shows were. So
Mm,
yeah.
yeah. It's kind of funny because I was born in 1983, so like I would watch all the Nickelodeon cartoons. I remember that here we go. This makes me feel really old. I remember the first a few episodes of Snick.
Oh, yep.
I remember the first few episodes of Snick when they debuted the couch and they debuted the other stuff. I remember the first few episodes. I remember the first episode You Were Afraid of the Dark.
Yeah.
And
That was
everybody was like,
crazy.
"Oh, it's gonna flop." And look how many episodes they had of You Were Afraid of the Dark. So,
Definitely.
and I remember the
That's
day
so
of the
wild.
Super Bowl, me and my sister and I, Sassy Chica, we were actually watching all that. And Keenan's jokes when he was in the tub, we were setting up the living room with all the decorations, and he said something a French word, the English word, and we both paused, grabbed the same time, twin thing, and looked at each other and just like, and I went, wait, and she went, wait, and I said, this show would have so many Karens in their phone lines and on their
Oh yeah.
emails. Oh my god. Oh my god. Straight up no. Straight up Karen Central.
Yeah.
Carl and Karen
Yeah.
to be off their butts.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah. Times have definitely changed, and
yeah.
some
So
for the better.
if you now this is the part that's the fun part. Is there any what would you say would be like your favorite food from now or the 90s that you would want to bring back?
So this was disgusting, but because my friend asks me about it so much, it would be the Heinz purple ketchup.
Oh, I remember that. I
Yeah,
remember the
so
purple cow. I remember the green
he
one
came up
too.
to me. He came up to me the other day and he was like, Madison, like you love the 90s. Like you grew up in the 90s. I was like, yes. Like it was so funny. And then he's like, I need to know, did you eat the purple ketchup? And I was like, I did. And I didn't like it, but the novelty of it and just like that weird era of like I double dare you and stuff like was so fun to me. So yeah.
Mm. Yeah, there's something about like the colored objects that really makes you go back to your childhood and look at it and go, "Did they really do that? Like,
Yeah, totally.
did they really do that to children?" Like, they were literally giving kids the candy that had so much sugar that literally that would make the kids have to go run to the bathroom 15 minutes after they ate it.
Oh my goodness.
Like
Oh,
the
to be in
dippy
the
ones,
90s.
The dip and stick candies that you just dip into
Oh,
the sugar
oh,
and lick it
fun
and
dip.
dip it?
Yeah.
Like, here we go. What was your favorite candy as a kid?
Oh, I mean, I fun dip was a good one. Let me think. Favorite candy as a kid. I mean, I still do eat candy as an adult. One that I've stuck with over time has been Airheads.
Mm, mm.
Yeah,
You ever see them in the store and just freak out and have to buy it? Like the big bag, that big family size bag?
totally. Yep, yep, yep. And then like I don't know if like you were weird like me, but a bunch of us on the school bus would have the Airheads and we would shake the wrapper to see how much we could shrink it. Like and like it was like you shake the wrapper really fast and like if you have the shortest one by the time we get to our bus stop, like you win or whatever. And so there's just like those weird little things that you did as a kid
You
and
could
you're like,
shake them and
why
they
did I
shrink.
do
Now I'm gonna
that?
do that. Now I'm gonna
Yeah.
do that. See if it shrinks.
Yeah. So like I guess it's just the pressure and it kind of like makes it go like do 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 do. So it's almost like a 2-year-old. So yeah, that was a lot
Oh,
of fun.
jeez. Here we go. I have another 90s fun question. If you can make a any of the 90s Nickelodeon cartoons like a real life thing, who would you want to hang out with and be with and why?
Ooh. Mm. I'm gonna have to go back to my previous answer. I really think Reggie Rocket. I think she would be so cool to hang out with. We could surf, we could skateboard, we could BMX and do all that stuff. And her dad owns the surf shack, so we would have snacks covered. Like I think that would be like a perfect gig to just hang out with those kids. So yeah.
See, I couldn't hang out with Tommy and Pickles. I'd be called the weirdo hanging out with a baby. His baby, like I'm babysitting them. What am I doing? I'm babysitting Tommy. It's okay.
Right.
Chucky's always scared of everything. I have to tell him everything's okay. The twins are always in
Yeah.
trouble because they're yelling at each other. So
Mhm.
Angelica's always playing with her doll, so that's good there. But the people,
Mhm.
I don't know if you remember that show, Wild and Crazy Kids.
Was it like more of a reality show or
It
was
was
it
like this
like
random show that it was like pretty much the thing with the kids being kids, like crazy, like they would have the kids outside during the summertime, like outside of a school, and they're doing like outside sports games.
oh no,
You're gonna
I
have
don't
to
know.
Google this one. You have to
I
YouTube
that
this one.
reminds me of it reminds me of Guts. So
It's
that's
like
the
it was
what
like
I
a
think of.
watered down Guts. It was a very watered down
Oh, okay,
Guts.
cool. That's
It was
awesome.
hosted by Omar Goody.
Oh, nice.
You have to look it
Yeah,
up.
I don't
YouTube it
I
after we're
definitely
done. You're gonna have to YouTube it. It had
okay,
its
I'll check it
moments of
out.
yeah. Sorry. Yeah. There's a lot of shows that was on the Nickelodeon channel that disappeared at about the 2000 era because I guess nobody was watching them or the Nickelodeon got bored having them on the air. But Wild and Crazy Kids was
Yeah.
one of the ones I was going, meh. No. Is do you have anything from the 90s that that you found in a store or like somewhere like that that you're so lucky that you
Oh
found or
yeah.
you
Actually I inherited it. I'm
oh lost you.
oh no.
I'm still here. Keep talking. Keep talking.
I think we got disconnected.
I'm still here. Keep
Oh,
talking.
okay. Oh,
Keep
cool. Yeah,
talking.
yeah, yeah. So I do. It's actually an old 90s magazine. And I can actually grab it for you. See
Okay.
it. It's over here. So I'm gonna get up and grab that magazine really quick.
Okay. She'll be right back, fans. Man, this is so cool having someone that's in the same 90s love for me. Like,
All
oh,
right.
she's back. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Let's see this, fans.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, look at that. The Rock all ready in position, ready to rock.
Yeah, totally. And then, I just saw something about this. How
Oh,
the
the
Got
got
Milk
milk.
commercials. Yeah. Oh, it's so funny. But yeah, it's a trip looking through some of this stuff and just like what all there is and what was highlighted and seen as important and all that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. That's important because there's a lot of things in the 90s that some people don't have and they lost in the time lapse.
Yeah.
And if someone like you, they have it or they find it in one of those stores, you're golden. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
totally.
yeah. So, one of my last questions is for you. Where do you see yourself in the wrestling business in 5 to 10 years?
My hopes, are that I can make it to some of those bigger places. Like I would love to, have a little time in Mexico to wrestle. When I started out, I actually started training lucha first. So my style's a little bit American lucha. I do rope stuff and stuff like that. So it'd be amazing to go down to Mexico and have that experience. And then, as well as like, as far as, here in the US, it would be amazing to be something like Impact. I really, really love Impact Wrestling. So, yeah.
Awesome. If our fans want to like buy any of your stickers or merch, where can they find it?
So I currently only have at show exclusives. I haven't come out with like a online store or anything like that. But if you guys find me on Instagram and you really, 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 really are interested, we can definitely work something out. So yeah.
Okay. If our fans want to follow you on social media, where can they find you?
Again, like my most recent stuff is always going to be on Instagram, and that's Murphy Madsen, and
Okay, no,
yeah.
I was saying because if our
So
fans wanted to
Instagram's a
find
great place to
you.
find me.
Okay, it's cool. Do
Hmm?
you have anything on Facebook or just Instagram?
Just Instagram. Facebook is more personal. So yeah,
Okay,
just
okay, no problem.
Instagram
No
for
problem.
all of my wrestling stuff.
I was waiting for I was waiting for you jokingly to say no. I have MySpace.
Oh yeah, that would have been awesome. Or AOL. You can find me
Yeah,
on AOL Instant Chat.
yeah. Oh my gosh! Thank you so much, Maddie. Thank you so much, girl, for coming on the podcast. It means a lot. I'm so glad your fellow wrestling friends suggested me to grab you and bring you on the podcast. I would definitely love to have you come on a future
Yeah,
episode for
totally.
myself or with Sassy. I'm Joe Panther the Third.
And
Your
I'm
turn,
Murphy Madsen.
and we will catch you in the next one.